1, 2, I'm coming. Hot 9-7, feel this, start game. HipHopGamer, what you know about me? I'm a real MC. My name is Hip Hop. What you thought it's supposed to be? I wear my heart on my sleeve. Lyrically, I'm never cold. Rise above room temperature. Spit flames explode. You know.
Yo, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's the one and only HipHopGamer, aka Mr. Shots Fired. How you guys feeling out there? How you girls feeling out there? Happy holidays. You already know. I haven't did a video, in a while, because I've been working. You know what I'm saying? I've been preparing, putting a lot of things together for 2015. You know what I'm saying? So one love, God bless. Thank y'all so much for the support. I truly love y'all. This is amazing. And what y'all gonna see in 2015, I hope you guys and I hope you girls is proud, man. Word up. I hope, because this ain't easy, man. Like, for real, with the things that's going on. So I just want to say once again, thanks for the support. And I'm doing my best to show y'all that if you want to be a game journalist, if you want to make it in games, if you want to do something big, someone like me coming from where I come from, it's unbelievable, man. But it's happening, and it can happen to you too. So I just want to say thank you. Now, let's get into it. The title of this video, PS4 versus Xbox One, Year 1 review in depth. Okay? And follow me as we go through the journey of how it all started. So the first thing is this: PlayStation 4 versus Xbox One, the reveal message, first impression. This right here is very important with any company that reveals anything. The first impression, you don't get a second chance at. You see what I'm saying? So this can possibly be a deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? So this is very important. Now, on the first hand, we got Sony. They unveiled their system first. You see what I'm saying? Now, when Sony unveiled their system, it was more towards showing off what the system can do and the fact that it's designed for hardcore gamers at the core of the system. Now, what's great about the reveal and the message within it was that they gave gamers what they wanted right out the gate. They showed you the new Unreal Engine technology. They showed you a brand new game called Knack. Then they showed you footage of Killzone Shadowfall at the time, showing you what the system can do. Then they revealed the controller. They revealed the share button. They revealed what their plan was in terms of functionality and how they plan to build on the system, the online, everything. They showed it, they delivered it, and it's been amazing. So their message from their very first impression was, we're gonna build a system that was designed by the developers that make the games that you play. You see what I'm saying? You had Mark Cerny on stage, legendary game developer, giving you all this information. You know what I'm saying? Revealing the 8 gigs of RAM inside the system, telling everybody what they're about to invest in, and showing them why as well. You see what I'm saying? This is very important, and this is exactly what they did with their reveal. Now, let's move on to the Xbox. Now, when Xbox did their reveal, they showed you the entertainment hub side of the Xbox, which is great, but you don't get a second chance at a first impression. You see what I'm saying? So when they show that as their first impression, the core gamer felt left out. And if we feel left out when we're the ones that's going to give you your first initial boost when we go out and buy this system, then it creates a disconnect between why should you get this or why should you be in a rush to get it. So the reveal message, the first impression on Xbox side, was slightly confusing. Most of their reveal was about TV, apps, how better Connect is, and they showed a few games, you know, Forza Horizon, but it wasn't even gameplay. They just showed you trailers. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, was it a bad reveal? No, it wasn't a bad reveal in terms of what they showed was good, but it was bad in terms of the message to the core consumer that's going to support this product. You see what I'm saying? So it was good that they showed off something that worked, but it was bad that they showed off something that wasn't delivering the message right at home to your initial consumer. You see what I'm saying? Now, when they was talking about Kinect so much during their reveal, this is very important because now people think that Kinect is going to be the next big thing because it was so big a part of your reveal. A year later, Kinect is not even bundled with Xbox One no more. A lot of companies pulled out, so they're not making games for it that much. And thirdly, the people that do use it, they don't use it for games. They use it for their entertainment hub. So the message and the use and what it was designed for in terms of gaming has become obsolete in its first year. So when you look at the reveal and the message, you think about then and what was said, and you think about now what's been proven. You choose who reveal was better, who message still stands the test of time as we see it today, and whose first impression had the most dominant lasting effect on consumers. That was round one.
1, 2, I'm coming. Hot 9-7. Feel this. Start game. HipHopGamer.
Round two. System features and functionality. Both systems is great. Xbox on one hand appears to be dominant when it comes to apps. You know, like being able to go to Verizon Fios, the way they utilize Twitch in a much better way than PlayStation does. You know what I'm saying? Having access to all these other cool things that Sony don't have yet as apps. You see what I'm saying? Once again, entertainment hub. Xbox is dominating in that field. It's crazy. It's definitely something that's a quick use, a fun use, and it's necessary in today's technology when you want everything in one box. So Xbox definitely dominates in that area in terms of the apps. Now, on Sony's side, a lot of what they're doing when it comes to system functionality and features deals with the core gamer. So when you look at the share button, that one button alone redefined gaming, the game industry, in terms of the way we share things, the way we get the word out, and the way a controller should be designed in terms of features in a controller, let alone the system itself. That right there is crazy. So on the Xbox side, you got a lot of cool apps where you could go, you know, you could watch a YouTube, watch a Netflix, you know what I'm saying? You can, download, NFL Sunday Ticket. You do all these other things. They got tons and tons and tons of apps. You know what I'm saying? You can't go wrong when it comes to that. But on PlayStation, when you hit that share button, you can actually utilize a feature called Share Play, meaning that at any given moment, if you're on my friends list, I can share a game with you that you don't own and don't need to download. Everything is completely streamed for an hour, and then I can just reset the hour so it can consistently go on and on and on. And your friends can play games that they don't have and don't own, and not everybody got money to go out and buy something. So this feature isn't just something that's great for gaming, but it's great for social interactivity and building bonds and relationships just by sharing something that people take dear to them in terms of gaming. That is amazing right there, simply because it actually works. You see what I'm saying? That's one. Another thing with the share button feature, how you can just post to YouTube and post to Twitter and just all your images and everything that quickly, that fast. That right there is incredible. Also, when you get a message, you could just record a message real quick, speak to your friends, boom, send it just like that easy. System features and functionality. You know what I'm saying? That right there is incredible. So although Xbox is dominant when it comes to the entertainment hub side of things, you know what I'm saying, for those that have a connect to be able to say, you know, Xbox go to Netflix, or Xbox do this, Xbox do that, that right there, it does come in handy. But in reality, there's still times where you will find yourself using a controller. So everything that they tried to do, they've done it, but it's not as fluid and it doesn't work as great as they would have liked it to in terms of system features and functionality. When it comes to PlayStation, yeah, they got a few apps, but what they're most known for is the share button functionality that changes the entire system, the way you use it and the way you share. So when you look at Xbox, you think of the apps and the entertainment hub value. When you look at PlayStation, their features and functionality still reside more so to the hardcore gamer from a dominant standpoint. You see what I'm saying? So Xbox is doing their best to bring more people in to make the industry widespread and grow. Sony is working from the hardcore gamer route first and then plan to expand. So it seems like Sony's going inside out and Xbox is going outside in. Either way, they're both good strategies, but there's only one that's working in a much more dominant fashion, and that's the share play button in terms of system features and functionality. It's amazing.
1, 2, I'm coming. Hot 9-7. Feel this. Start game. HipHopGamer.
Round 3. The games. Now this is the part that I know everybody is like, all right, let's see how it's gonna go down. Honestly, both systems got great games, man. Both systems, they got a lot of games and a lot of great games. For instance, on the Xbox side, you got games like Rise, which is amazing, incredible. Then you got Sunset Overdrive. This game is like, this is one of those games that bring you back to the reason why we love gaming in the first place. That's how great Sunset Overdrive is. Then you got games like Killer Instinct. Then you got Forza Horizon. You see what I'm saying? So they got a laundry list of games that's hot, that's fun to play, that helps define their system. You see what I'm saying? Dead Rising 3. You know, I could go on and on and on. Now on Sony side, you got great games like Infamous Second Son, Killzone Shadowfall. You know what I'm saying? One of my personal favorites. People could say what they want, but Drive Club is Drive Club is crazy. That's another game like that's just flat out amazing. You know what I'm saying? You got the remastered The Last of Us, which is crazy. Just like you got the remastered Halo on Xbox. Each system got some great games to play. You see what I'm saying? Little Big Planet 3. That's another heavy hitter, man. Little Big Planet is hot. So when you think of each system and what they have to offer, both systems got great games, great variety. But when it comes to games in this particular battle, Sony gets it. The reason why is because you can't leave out the multi-platform titles. And in the multi-platform titles, Sony this year has been the most dominant in terms of performance when it comes to multi-platform games. And when you have better performance, you dominate the industry, sort of like 360 did with PS3 on the multi-platform side. On top of that, when it comes to exclusives, when a company is simply making a game for one system and that one system is their one focus, this is your opportunity to get the most out of your system. You see what I'm saying? And in doing this, in doing so, Sony has showed us things that still to this day we look at as unbelievable. When Drive Club came out, it blew everybody away from a graphical standpoint. But when that weather system update came, it is absolutely probably the best graphics we've ever seen in a game, let alone a racing game, when it comes to the way they handled the weather system in this game, in the way it brings everything to light from a special effect performance standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong, you can look at Rise, and Rise is a masterpiece graphically. Like Crytek put their foot in it. You know what I'm saying? It was amazing. But at the end of the day, when you want to look at raw performance and showcasing something that gamers has not seen before, that we're looking for from the next generation, Drive Club alone has done that. Infamous Second Son as well has done that too. But Drive Club just took it to another level, because they truly showed us why photo mode in games should be in every game, because it looks like you're driving a car commercial. The game is amazing. So both systems, great games, you can't go wrong. But if you want to talk performance and revealing things we've never seen before in console graphics, Sony has done it this year.
1, 2, I'm coming. Hot 9-7. Feel this. Start game. HipHopGamer.
Alright, round 4, baby. Round 4. PS4 versus Xbox One. Xbox Live versus PSN. Now, let's get it in. Now, with PSN and Xbox Live, both of these services are incredible. They work great, especially when they don't get hacked. Sorry, just had to say that because that pissed me off. Not Sony or Microsoft, but the hackers that did it. It was not Sony's fault. It was not Microsoft's fault. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these hackers, they don't got girlfriends or they don't got boyfriends. They lonely. They need to let some stress off. They got problems in these. That's a whole nother conversation. But we're back. Everything is online. Seems to be working fine. Let's pray and stay that way. Okay. Now, PSN versus Xbox Live. Both great systems. Both work great. Period. What I will say is this. The deciding factor would come with Xbox Live Gold and PlayStation Plus. Here is where Sony learned their lesson from the PS3. On PlayStation Plus, you get more free games. They give you, I think there was a case study, but I believe Sony this year has given out over $2,000 worth of free games or something like that, like, you know, as an option to download or whatever. Whereas Xbox One, I think, gave out 500 or 600. But regardless, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Plus gives you more variety, gives you more period when it comes to free games across a spectrum of systems. That's one. Another thing with PlayStation Plus, which I feel is amazing, is that it's actually cheaper. So anytime you're in a situation where you get more for less, you always gonna win in that particular deal, no matter who you're up against, if they're not providing the same thing yet the same quality of things when they're in a battle competing. That's the second thing. The third thing is the way the features are built on each system and stuff like that, from broadcasting to Twitch, you know, from the share play, like I said before, all these other things. When you move into the online gaming standpoint, both systems are great, but the only deciding factor is the fact that with PlayStation Plus, you get more for less, and that's something that you cannot compete with. You see what I mean? Now, on the other side, Xbox One, if you're truly big fans of EA, you do get the EA access through Xbox Live Gold. So if that's something that's a real big deal for you, then you'll lean towards the Xbox One side. But in terms of just Xbox and PlayStation, PlayStation Plus gives you more. And that alone right there is a deal breaker for most people. Period. That was round 4.
1, 2, I'm coming. Hot 9-7. Feel this. Start game. HipHopGamer.
Final round. Sony versus Xbox. Microsoft Xbox, Sony PlayStation. Sales. Now, obviously, everybody knows Sony outsold Microsoft, but there's a few things that needs to be pointed out here. Now, in the beginning of this video, I told you guys about the reveal message and which company has been true to their message from the beginning to now. Well, that plays a big part in sales, because when people tell you something, you want to trust their word. And when you trust their word, you support their cause. When you support their cause, it helps them to grow their business. And then the business relationship is built. On Microsoft's side, it has not been that way. It's been horrible. The first message was TV. Now Connect isn't there. Then the message was 24-hour check-in, DRM, all this other stuff. You don't own your game. You can't trade it in. You can't do this. Now you can trade it in and do everything and stuff like that. So that was bad messaging. Then, because of the online only, get an Xbox 360, because Xbox One might not be for you if you don't want to abide by the online things. That was a bad message. That was a bad thing to say. But with all those bad things that happened earlier, Phil Spencer comes in. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Aaron Greenberg. A lot of changes happened since Don Matrick got out. Now the truth starts to be accepted, then starts to be dispersed, and then now 349, we're going to give you more games, we're going to give you better deals, great E3 showing, scale-bound exclusive brand new games. I mean, they turned their message around in a big way to bring this year to an end. You know what I'm saying? And in doing so, they managed to get their first month where they outsold Sony in America. That was incredible. That was a big change, and that's a big step in the right direction for Microsoft. You see what I'm saying? But here's the thing. When Microsoft became cheaper than the PlayStation, that's when people saw that the value was there. Which, in people's eyes, the systems aren't equal. And since the systems aren't equal, what happens when Xbox One goes back to being $399 because $349 was a temporary price? When your consumers don't look at you as equal to your rival, then you got to find a whole new way to compete. But now that you're going back to the way you used to do things in terms of the price, what happens next? And what happens in the new year? Something to think about. Now, on Sony's side, 1 week apart from PlayStation and the Xbox One's release, and you manage to sell 7 million more systems than them. Sony is at 17 million, Xbox is at 10. That right there is a result of a tried and true message, delivering on that message, delivering on things that we've never seen before in the console market, embracing the independent development studios, showing and proving day in, day out, talking with the community day in, day out, being at all the important events, no breaks. Sony was there at every event and had their own event. When you look at these things and how they relate to the message, this all is coming back full circle. Everything they started is what's coming back to them tenfold in a positive way. Now, since the first year Sony dominated in sales, what will next year bring And what will they do in terms of system functionality and features and games and so on and so forth to make 2015 an even better, bigger year than 2014. I will say this: Street Fighter 5 and Ultra Street Fighter 4 is exclusive. If that can happen, imagine what else has already been done. On Xbox side, Tomb Raider exclusive. If that can happen, imagine what has already been done. This is an amazing battle. The first year goes to Sony, hands down. But Xbox smartened up a lot towards the end of the year, and they're ready to battle. And in my opinion, it's going to be a lot closer. These two is going to be a lot closer to each other in 2015. But if not, what happens to Microsoft if they go in the hole 10 million plus versus the PlayStation? Stay tuned. This is the year one review. Let me know your thoughts. Put your comments down below. And at the end of the day, I encourage you to get both. Both got great games, both great systems. You can't go wrong. Be a gamer, all right? It's the one and only Hip Hop Gamer, Hot 97. You already know how it goes down. You can check me out on hot97.com. You can check me out on Twitter, Hip Hop Gamer, Instagram, Hip Hop Gamer. You can check me out on Twitch, which is Hot 97 Hip Hop Gamer. There's a lot of stuff going on that I can't reveal yet, but in my videos in the beginning of the year, you'll know what's up, all right? One love, God bless. Thank y'all so much for the support. See you in the next video. Peace.